I have a 9, 10, and 12-year-old who were in Lake Michigan the day that the first two drowned, and so it's a serious issue. So really, first and foremost, our hearts go out to the families who lost their loved ones. And this is a big reminder that Lake Michigan can be an intense place to be with the wave action that we've seen and the undertow that it created. So it's a big reminder about what we need to do about water safety as we're talking to our community, particularly in the summer months. So I'm thrilled that we have the lifeguards that we have down there. We're looking at if we can add more hours or add additional lifeguards. It is one of the few beaches left in the state of Wisconsin that has lifeguards on duty. But even with those lifeguards there, we need everybody to follow the rules and to stay in the areas that have lifeguards for the best safety. And then when there are warnings for people to leave, and if there's a high water action that recommends that people don't go into the water, we really encourage people to heed that advice and hear about it. Now, there's certainly an evaluation that we're doing internally about is there more that we can do on water safety, whether that's around education or signage or whatever it might be. But again, first and foremost, our hearts go out to those families that have lost those loved ones in Lake Michigan. And it's a real opportunity for us to evaluate if there's more that we can do, and certainly a reminder to the community that water safety is extremely important.
There's a known shortage of lifeguards right now in Wisconsin in general.
Yeah.
Is this going to be something that it will be difficult for you guys to find more help on the beach?
Yeah, I mean, so we increased the wages for lifeguards just 2 years ago for that very reason. It's been harder to find lifeguards, particularly trained and certified lifeguards, but we have our lifeguards fully staffed. But now, with the events that are happening, we are looking, should we be adding hours or expanding the frontage along Lake Michigan that we have lifeguards. Again, I mean, we had lifeguards, on duty until 6 o'clock that day. These were events that happened shortly thereafter. So we're asking hard questions about can we be doing more? Can we add hours? But to your point, finding lifeguards is not just like, calling somebody up tomorrow and say, hey, do you want to be a lifeguard? So we're trying to expand hours and see if there's other people we can bring on board. Obviously, water safety is extremely important to the city. We want people to enjoy North Beach. But again, as somebody who has, a 9 and 10 and a 12-year-old who were in Lake Michigan the same day, my heart goes out to those parents. But it's a reminder for me and my own family to say to our kids, hey, you got to stay close to shore. You've got to listen to the lifeguards. We're talking about whether or not we should have the kids out there on days that have that kind of wave action. So it gives us all an opportunity, I think, to take a step back and ask, do we have the right resources, the right signage, the right education? We take it all very seriously. We have 3 just over the course of a few days. 1 is too many, but 3, really spurs us into action. And so we're happy to partner with whomever to figure out what more we can do to make sure that when people come to Lake Michigan, they're doing so safe.
And is closing the beach an option at all, in your opinion, at this point?
I don't think it needs to be. I think we need to make sure people are following the rules and making sure that we've got the resources we need. But what we need is people to get themselves educated and make sure that they've got the training that they need. And if they don't feel comfortable with their own skills or safety level for themselves or for the kids, for their own kids, just to think about that before you go into the water. So again, there's a lot of water safety education that's happening in this community with 4th graders, and we've got good partnerships there. We have more lifeguards on duty than I think you would find at any other beach on Lake Michigan. But even with all that, we've had 3 tragedies just in the last few days. So we need to do everything that we can to make sure that doesn't recur.
The sheriff, who were in a press conference earlier today, was calling for more hours for lifeguards.
Sure. Yeah. I mean, those are certainly things that we're looking at right now, right? I mean, like I said, we have more lifeguards there than anywhere else. But even with those lifeguards on staff, with 6 people down at that beach during those hours, this still occurred. So I mean, it's a reminder. We want to make sure that we're keeping people in the beach areas and not other areas, and want to make sure that they're if there's not a lifeguard on duty, that should take note of it. So we're certainly going to look at expanding hours and adding staff and adding signage and more community education because we just don't want to see this happen again. So again, we're happy to partner with whomever to try to prevent this from recurring. But it really, when those waves are there, I mean, we need people to be smart and think about what might happen. We've certainly, as a parent with young kids, we're looking at it differently already about, how safe is it and when and where those kids go into the water. So we want to make sure that everyone gets to go home safely.